All right, Shaw. So explain a little bit more about the Luger imports from Ethiopia.
So we've got a handful of Lugers that came out of Ethiopia. We've got all sorts of date ranges and codes, both World War I, World War II, and the East German Volpo. Most of these were overhauled by the Volpo, which is the Volkspolizei. It was overhauled for the Volkspolizei by the East Germans. These are usually Volpo, but you can see that they've got the earlier markings. For example, this is a S code Krieghoff-Sul Luger. This is actually quite rare.
Wow, definitely.
And we've also got another one here. This is more of a standard one, a 1937 S42 code. So you can see that a lot of them are original components. They were just overhauled and refinished. And then, of course, they put on the Volkspolizei grips, which are that Bakelite material with a center medallion in them.
Cool. Wow. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Let's take a next look at this. This one's actually quite a bit nicer. 1939 42 code. And you can see this one has some matching components, some not. It just depends. You have a lot of Lugers that are all matching, some that have force match components.
Okay.
And of course, some are better than others. Like this one has really nice grip on it.
Yeah, that's a good grip right there, yeah. Now, do you clean these at all?
We do a brief cleaning on them just to make sure that, there's no mechanical issues, and also just, overview the whole pistol, But in general, we don't do a extremely deep clean on that. We just don't have the time. We're a very small facility and, manpower is limited. But nonetheless, we try to, clean it up to where you can get a good idea of what you're purchasing. As you may have seen, we list these in individual listings. So we want to make sure that you can see all the markings, but we don't do a full deep cleaning.
All right, awesome. And so you can expect this to come out a little bit better with some better cleaning.
Absolutely. Yeah. These, like I mentioned, have had just a very brief wipe down, but if you were to go through and properly oil it and steel wool off any rust or, any issues that you come across, they'll turn out great.
Awesome.
And we can run through a couple more. Let's see, this is a 1914 DWM.
Okay. And these were stored in Ethiopia as well, in the same cache, in the same warehouses?
Yep, or in a very similar warehouse. I don't believe they were in the exact warehouse as the other firearms, but somewhere close by.
Okay. The bluing looks pretty good on this one.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Yeah.
And a nice clear Mauser banner.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah. Were they stored in a cabinet, do you know? Or do you think they were just kind of out in the open like everything else?
To my knowledge, they were stored in large chests, kind of like what they store large barrels in, or any surplus machine gun parts, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't just laying out in a chicken coop or anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they weren't in a perfectly air-conditioned environment by any means.
Yeah. Now, are you individually listing these on the website?
We are. At the moment, we're listing every single one with individual price points and photos of left side, right side. We even include bore photos on every single one of these.
Okay, so everyone will have a bore check.
Yes, every single Luger that we currently sell not only has a bore check, but also a test fire. We run 3 rounds through each pistol.
Really?
And you've got a full picture of bore and everything. So we try to make sure that everybody knows exactly what they're getting.
Well, that's pretty cool, yeah. And you said the Lugers, actually, the bore condition is actually pretty good on these?
It's pretty impressive. We've only ran across a few that have a really unserviceable bore, but in general, the bores on these are at least good, and a lot of them, as you've seen on the website even, if you want to go take a look, they're really great. It's really impressive.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here?
And we've got another one of these Colt Pythons. This is another earlier one. You can see it does have a little bit of finish wear, but otherwise it's all pretty much complete. And this one, when we ran the serial number, was a 1957 production. So this is the 3rd year of production on this one.
Okay.
With a fairly low serial number. It's a 4-digit.
And that ended up in Ethiopia.
Yeah, in all places, Ethiopia.
Wow.
And let's take one more look at this one. This is what I was referring to earlier. This is a Colt Python that's in pretty nice shape considering where it came from. But what's really special about it is that it is serial number 10.
Wait, what?
Yep. All matching for both the frame, the swing arm, and even the side plate. I have double checked. This is all original serial number 10, first year of production.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep, one of only 299 made that year.
If you're a Colt collector, you got to check this out.
It's quite rare.
Yeah.
So again, this is just one of those things that it comes out of Ethiopia, and you know upon receiving it that sure, they have rare pistols, they have Colt Pythons and this and that, but when you really get into it and start looking at it, you realize that it's even more rare than you thought.
Wow. P38s?
Yeah, we do have a couple of those. Let's see. This one is a very late war. This is an SVW code.
Okay, wow.
1945. And we'll take a look at that. You can see it's all still functional and not
Very
too
nice,
bad.
very nice.
And it appears to be non-overhauled. Of course, it is a little bit worn on the finish, but this is not something that was refurbished post-war.
Okay, awesome.
And here's another neat, rare one. This is, again, something that you don't realize until you start looking through. This is, make sure it's all unloaded, this is a Walther Mod HP, which is the predecessor to the P38. This was the model that Walther introduced to be adopted as the P38.
Wow, interesting, wow.
Pretty much identical to a P38. You know, there's not much that has changed other than markings, but nonetheless, very rare.
Very rare. Let me see if I can get a close-up of that. Let's see, Mod HP, Mod HP. Yeah, there we go. Wow, yeah. That's interesting.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. Huh. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's one thing that you do by working here is you learn a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.